So from where we stopped the last time, where we have basically designed a login page with basic styling, I did not make anything complex at all. And I believe some of you might have go ahead to do a better styling, but for me, I refuse to do that because this project entirely is not for CSS. So, but I just try to show you some few things around, and it's not like I design a bad UI. Actually, that's also good. You can use it. In fact, a client might want something similar like that. Well, that's a joke. Let's move on. So in this video, we are basically going to talk about some functionality, useState, adding a function to the button, making a call, and then seeing how to handle your input details. So when somebody is entering those details, how you are going to be sending them, or let me say collecting them and sending them to the backend to store in the database. Well, this is more simpler than I'm saying it, but because the way I'm saying it, you might have been feeling like you want to do one crazy things that you need to write 1 million line of code. No. So let me open up this project first in the browser, but for you, I'm not expecting you to do same and open it in browser. Just scan the QR code with your Expo application, just like as I mentioned in a previous video, and you can have the you can have the application version, not the web version, as I'm opening up my own in the browser. I am still opening up this in browser because I won't be able to show my phone easily as I'm writing the code. So that's why I choose to show you the browser version. Later on in the video, maybe when we are creating other things that are very, very complex and I won't be able to show you using browser, I might switch to the mobile device. So maybe I will use my virtual device, or I'm going to find a solution to this problem actually. So because right now you people might have forgotten we are creating React Native project the way I'm opening it up in browser. And trust me, React Native also work on the web. So stop having that mindset. Well, as you can see, it is still loading up. And then one thing I used to tell you is you must make sure you connected your laptop to the same network your phone is using if you are opening up this project in the phone on using Expo application. Make sure your phone and your laptop are on the same network, or maybe you on the hotspot from your phone and connect your laptop to it, else it won't open up. Well, we have a lot of writings up here, but it doesn't matter actually. Just let's make sure our app is running fine and it's open in our browser. Yeah, this is it. We have a login page, and this is the way it should look on your mobile device. And then let me open up console tab, clean up the mess inside right now. So right now, do you notice when you click on the submit button, nothing is actually happening. Nothing is changing, nothing is happening. Well, that's not supposed to be. At least when somebody click on the submit button, it should show that some action is currently happening, not just looking at me like that. So we are going to have an attribute added to it, which is on press. Instead of on clicking JavaScript, on normal JavaScript, here in React Native, we are going to be using on press. And then on press, we want to do something called handle submit. Well, this is going to be a function, but for now, I just write it like this. And you can see it's underlining it with red. That means it's an error. So let me copy the name I give it to. So you can actually give it any name of your choice, not necessarily handle submit. But in my own scenario, I would like to put it like that. So let me create a function const handle submit, and I'm going to be using arrow function. So I believe most of you now are familiar with arrow function from JavaScript. It's still the same function. You can even write same function as before, but I will suggest you keep sticking to the arrow function this particular time around. So when somebody click on that button, it should just console log form submitted. Let me clear this again, and then let me click on the button. As you can see, we are having a console log of form submitted. That means now our button is working perfectly. So when someone click, an action is performing. Which action is that? That means our console log is logging that form submitted text. Well, having that set, I think we have reduced some part of the work, and let's proceed. Basically, we are going to be using useState hook right now. Not like we don't have another alternative, but we are going to be using the useState. I believe if you know some part of React.js, you understand what useState is. And if you don't know, just pay attention very, very well. So useState is like for storing states. You know, when you are performing something, you must have two states, initial state and then the current state, what it was before and what it is now. So useState is used for storing those state. Initial state of something and then current state of that particular thing. Initial state, let's say when you are growing up, and then now what's currently your state of growth. So email, initial state of our email, and then we set it to state of empty string, and then we set the next state to be nothing but. Now same thing for password. Initial state of our password should be an empty string. So now later on we are going to be handle the next state of the password. So I'm going to just set the value of the password here to be equals to the value of the email here to be equals to email. So that means we are indirectly setting it to empty string. I don't know whether this is confusing, but that's what it means. At the top, I said email to be equals to useState of empty string. And now I'm setting the value of the email to be email, which value of the input to be email, which is indirectly referencing the empty string at the top. What do you notice? Let's go to the browser and see something. So when I try to enter something here, nothing is actually showing up again because I've set it to empty string and that thing is constant. Changing that needs some bit of functionality. Let's set that one particular one of password here. So I'm going to say value of the password should be equals to no, not this, curly braces actually, and then we set it to password. Same thing goes. Now the input also is now empty, and trying to modify it won't work. Well, we need now to create another function that will handle those changes. When we are changing it, what are we supposed to do? Well, let me quickly change the look of this because it's not looking good. Again, it's taking too much of space and long. So let me bring it down. So we should have what we call onChange. Well, initially in JavaScript, that's what we use. And okay, so pay attention very, very much here. We now set it to onChange. What do you want it? What do we actually want to happen? So let me say handle change. Specifically, let me say handle change. So onChange, handle change. So that should be another function on its own. I'm going to create to handle the changes. Well, the function doesn't exist yet, so you can see our handle change is having a red underline. So I need to head over to the top and then create that particular function. So I'm going to just come under this handle submit, and then const handle change, and then you can see the function here. One thing you will notice is we are specifying the type of the text. So definitely a user will be entering the text, and then the type of the text is string. This is because we are using TypeScript, and if it's JavaScript, we are not supposed to. You can do that too, but it's not necessarily. So, well, it's not supposed to be handle change in React Native. It's supposed to be handle change text. Handle change text. So that's how React Native should be, not the usual handle change. So the handle change is supposed to be on React, handle change text for React Native, which work perfectly the same thing. So then one thing is I want to change this name of handle change to handle email change, so it won't be confusing. And then we are going to be creating another one for the password change, and name should be unique, so somebody when reading your code will be able to understand that yes, this is for the email change and this is for the password change. So the person won't be confused at all and having to get to ask you more and more questions on your code base. So handle image change instead of handle change, and I'm going to replace it from here too. That's good. And let's save. Make sure you are saving. And by now, when we are changing the input field of our form, especially that particular one for email, it should work perfectly. Well, we are supposed to do that particular one too for the password, and I'm going to just do handle on change text, and then handle password change. Yeah, though my co-pilot is suggesting other name, but I'm not going to be taking the name he's suggesting right now. Be very, very careful with Copilot if you are using VS Code and your Copilot is enabled, because actually it might made you accept something that you don't want to, and then you will be having a bug later and you won't know that you accepted it. So make sure you are paying attention to their suggestion and what is there. So this for password too, and I believe now we are setting password to another thing. So that means when a user enter anything inside those inputs, is going to be capturing the user's input now instead of the way it was stagnant before. Well, with that said, I want to also add up to something. Sometimes if you are watching a tutorial or learning something new, you are not expected to grab everything from the first try. So it is expected of you to come again, rewatch the video again, repractice again. In fact, do more personal research on things, learn. We know how we used to learn things in school when we are learning our education things, and then it comes to tutorial, we don't want to give any effort. Okay, if you are not understanding this right now, I believe you should rewatch the video, and I still believe later on in the few coming video you are going to understand these particular things later, because we are going to be repeating them over and over. Well, so instead of just submitting console.login form submitted, we want to submit the details you are entering right now. So you are going to be seeing the details you entered inside your console. So console.log, your email to email, and then console log your password, then password. And then let's save and basically go and check our browser. And let me just change this password to something simple, and I can save. You can see we're having your email and then my email that I entered, and then your password to the password I entered. As expected, this is going to be how it's going to forward the details to the backend if to say it is connected. Well, don't worry about that one too. We are going to be building a final project which will encompasses connecting backend and how it should work properly in a full stack application. Well, right now, another thing I want to do is making sure those input details are empty back once I submit those details. Because after submitting the details, we are supposed to see the input to be empty. So if you want to enter another input details or anything, that should work, right? So we just set email to empty string again, and then set password to empty string again. And that should work perfectly. Then let's clean up and let's change this password to something more easy and submit. You can see we have it logged in the console and our inputs are empty. I believe you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.